Well, salutations everybody, how are things going? Getting everything set up here just to make sure that it sounds. Skull, my friend, is the crack-a-90. Is all going good? What's a crack-a-lackin' in your neck of the wood? The United game about to end up starting now. See how that ends up going. Should be a good bit of crack. I am here, about to get ready with the good old game of FM while we end up having the good old time of watching the United game alongside it. How is your Thursday treating you? Has it been a good one? Has it been a bad one? Has it been a mediocre one? Tell us now how you're feeling. Coolaboola, and just going live now on TikTok as well. There we go. We control that there, we control that there, we control you over here. I am looking forward to seeing how we do today. I like the lineup for the most part, I will say. I am a bit concerned, not going to lie, bit concerned with Victor Lindelof being on the pitch, but we didn't really have a choice but to play Victor Lindelof today. Adrian Heaven isn't back fit enough just yet. And we'll see what ends up happening with that. All in all, should be a good bit of crack. All in all, good times are a-coming. But, with that being said, not having either the Williams brothers does make it a good bit better for us, I'll tell you that. And even better than that, me getting close to the Champions League final and probably completing in the Champions League final today in this FM save will give Manchester United the hope that we need. I will say that is one hell of a banner that they've ended up putting up. I know there's a name on them. I don't know what the names actually are for those banners. It's much better than the Arsenal Gunner one we ended up seeing, the Take Me Home United Road. It's an incredible looking banner. Is that paid for by United or is that paid for by someone else? Because it's a pleasure to end up seeing it, to be honest, either way. Now, just remember, as normal, I could be slightly behind G with the stream that I'm watching from. So just keep that in mind. But either way, I'll talk about what I end up seeing and you can end up giving your opinion on it as well. I like the lineup. Bench are youth players, and half of the youth players that are on the bench are youth players that haven't played yet. So, you know, concerns on top of concerns.
Amazing how strong that song was.
49 goals, 53% of all of their goals have been scored by the people that aren't here. That is an astonishing stat.
Get the knees going. Gotta get them pumping, pumping, pumping. Boom, 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 boom.
It's astonishing to have that situation end up having to you. And it's also astonishing too to hear the amount of injuries that Tottenham have. It's not going to be as easy of a game for Tottenham tonight as it sounds when they go up against Borussia Glimt. So there could be miracles for us all tonight, where Tottenham could end up capitulating and United end up getting a Borussia Glimt final. Now, at the same point in time, a Borussia Glimt final doesn't equate to us having a win either. That's the thing we need to keep in mind. So we do need to keep that in mind. So it's looking like I'm about 2 minutes behind. So let's see, can I get a better stream?
Do you know what? It's unfortunate for Bilbao because they have got players missing, but...
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, okay, I found one slightly better. Okay, Coolaboola. So I can continue playing while we're ended up listening to that there. Could be a bit of crack. Anyway, let's see. Okay, so in our own situation here, we have made this annoyingly tight with Barcelona due to that unfortunate draw that we got. Wasn't it a draw? Yeah, that unfortunate draw we got versus Sevilla. We have 2 games. We should end up winning both games. With that being said, we're going to go ham and we're going to go as hard as possible in these games anyways, just to make sure that all is sound. So we'll go into it with the best of intentions, strength, and see how she goes. Now that's a bit of a joke how tight he's holding on to Hoyland. He's holding on to Hoyland so tight there. You'd think it would be a card, to be honest. I'm shocked a card wasn't given, to be honest. Not a bad cross, but they need to do better. Harry Maguire up the wing there as well. Interesting to end up seeing. Who are you, anyway? Okay, yes, this young one. We haven't actually had a chance to play you yet, which is slightly unfortunate. You've been tired because you're in the other etches. I will give you a game if you are right. Well, I won't because you're on international duty. So never mind. Doi, crack, doi. I'm not actually that annoyed about us in the last few weeks playing more long balls. Also, Jamal Musiala winning Footballer of the Year. 30 years of age in Manchester City, still having a player win Footballer of the Year. Are they actually first? Yeah, Zinedine Zidane has managed to get them the Premier League title, because of course he bloody has. Yeah, champions as well. Liverpool gave them a run for their money. Is this just a situation... By the way, I've been 3 seasons in the La Liga, and you think I'd know this. But is this just me being unlucky and having lots of games together with each other? Or is it typical for La Liga to go a full week further than the Premier League, to have a full week more? Because if it is, that's weird. Yeah, no, in this case, I have 2 games further on than them. They've played their 38th game. I know. Katana, how are you doing, my friend? It is a weird situation to see him there. His career has been an interesting one. I'm 10 seasons into this, by the way, just so you know for yourself. So it is interesting to see that one of Pep's arch rivals has taken over in Man City. But he has had this as his milestones. So, okay. So, when he left Madrid, he left Madrid, and then he became the Manchester United manager because Ten Hag was deplorable and got sacked. He won the Super Cup and a couple of things with them, but ultimately got sacked following bad results. Hired to Newcastle, where he ultimately departed and got hired as the Real Madrid manager, again, and then departed to go to Man City. And because he departed to go to Man City from Real Madrid, I swooped in and took Real Madrid. And ironically, when he departed, he had left Real Madrid in a bit of a shambles. But at the same point in time, he's done phenomenally well with them. Whereas the man himself, Pep, is with RB Leipzig after having this career. Click the milestones. So he went to City and then, you know, sacked for a poor league position, went to Bayern Munich, left to go to Newcastle, okay, sacked because of the poor position and went to RB Leipzig. So not only did he go to Newcastle, he went to Newcastle after Zidane. In a way, I find that beautiful, in a way. Crap baskets. Un momento, por favor. Gula bula. Sorry, just sorting some things there. But yeah, weird situation there. But how are you doing, my friend? First time you coming in. It's a pleasure to have you if you are still here. Is the crack at 90? Are you doing anything exciting yourself? Ugh. I'll just leave you there. Continue to put you there. View. Ironically, even though I have 3 screens, I'm currently running into a screen space issue, if you'd believe it. I recently started playing. I played for 1 season in Arsenal. Not too bad. It is a very good game, and you can play it in multiple different ways as well. How are you finding it as starting it up? Do you like the micromanaging nature that you can let the game have, or are you a bit more let the breeze flow and go with it that type of way? How do you end up playing it now yourself? I'm kind of a mix of both. Also, that's insanely annoying. What to confirm, the Real Madrid have had their link with Villarreal severed by the new board in charge of the club's acts. So we have no links anymore, do we? Why the hell did we do that? Whatever. I never used it anyway. It probably was. We discussed that before, Skull. There's a very high chance that it is going to end up being 100 quid. And you'll have to feel yourself whether or not that's going to be something you want to end up going for. But we'll see. Nobody knows because, like, you can't tell. The amount of horse crap that they peddle is astonishing, to be honest. Like, they've turned around and they said that the trailer that was being shown there was 100% recorded off of a PS5 with a mixture of gameplay and cinematics. And I'm sorry to say, that's just cinematics. There's no way there's gameplay involved in that GTA trailer. We're actually not doing too bad in the first 10 minutes of this match. I'll tell you that. We've been passing the ball succinctly. Only worry was Onana was nowhere near that ball when Bilbao took that shot. But at the same point in time, it was nowhere near the goal, so it's understandable as well. God, so many players are in their 30s now. So far, I'm very interested in the game. First season, Premier PL, not too bad. Now let me know, Katana, or is it pronounced in a different way? Let me know that too if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly, and my apologies if I am. What type of formation did you go for? Did you go for a stereotypical 4-3-2, or did you go for the 4-1-2-1-2, or how did you end up doing? Because at the moment, I'm doing this, which is kind of a makeshift Ruben Amorim formation. I won the league initially, in part of my progress, with this formation here before. Yes. It's probably the best and easiest one because it gives you enough defense. I've been experimenting a bit. This one, you need to have good wing backs, otherwise you're fucked. This one is grand, but you do leak quite a lot of goals if you're not careful, the one that I'm currently using. But I've been enjoying using it. And there's lots of settings you can end up going into as well. So, who was your first signing for Arsenal, and why was it a striker? Because if it wasn't a striker, I will also say, by the way, there are some people who end up chatting in here that have amazingly unique conditions. Duck, who will end up coming in later on by the name of Dodo, ends up doing the wildest of crap. So you have fun with it and just enjoy it. Grinaldo and Dybala. Interesting. That's surprising now. Those are two picks I wouldn't have thought for going for. You know, they wouldn't be bad shouts in real life. Other than, I think Dybala has quite a bad injury record in real life, doesn't he? I could be wrong on that, but I think he has a fairly bad injury record in real life. I mean, I'd have to see how you end up going about it, Skull, but just out of, you know, principle, it sounds daft. Interesting. I wouldn't have figured that was the position that Arsenal would have needed to go and have as their principal starting point. No bother whatsoever, Duck. Lurk all you want to. As we say, we're lurking stream. We support it 100%. But to be honest, when you end up seeing my beautiful voice and sexy, sexy beard, it might end up stopping you sneezing just out of the shock of it. Yeah, I don't know where that came from. I'm guessing, by the way, Katana, considering you picked Arsenal, you happen to be a Gunners fan. I apologize and don't apologize at all for that, by the way. The crack is always nice to hear. We get to end up hazing the crap out of each other so long as it's playful and friendly. Follow away if you want to, by the way. Well, we end up having cool breeze of... Oh! Oh! That's unfortunate for Garnacho. He should have the pass was a wee bit too hard. The first touch was a wee bit too much. But Garnacho had the chance and a half there to put us into the final. Because he was onside. Just that one touch was a tiny bit too much. That's so unlucky for Garnacho, but fair play to him for getting in the position. That's great instincts, just a wee bit too hard. Skull's defo. I think you actually are, aren't you, Skull? Do you believe that we're getting a sporting striker? Like, I don't think you're getting... I don't think you're... Like, Arsenal are getting... at the moment... you're getting Gyökeres. But it'll depend heavily on if we win the... Europa League. Or if we win the Europa League and get into Champions League, we probably have him. Actually, no. I'm a Real Madrid fan, but I didn't choose Real Madrid because of the pressure, I think. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, by the way, Katana. It's a 100% fair mentality to end up having. There are different rules for different leagues in the whole lot as well, so differentiate and try it a good bit. One of the leagues, and a good friend of the chat here, Lord Benkerage at Benekage, recommends you end up doing lower leagues. One of the examples he's giving is the MLS, mainly because he's from there. But there's different rules in the whole lot. It brings all of that into it. You can have different eccentricities and everything about it. And when you're playing in lower leagues, you have to do a different style and the whole lot because the players won't know the extra abilities. So play around with the game and enjoy it as much as you can. It is a fascinating game. And the community here on Twitch is fantastic for it. So do ship around and talk to an awful lot of people. I'd say you must be... Are you, being a Real Madrid fan, how do you feel about the fact that Ancelotti is leaving and that you're more or less guaranteed to get Xavi Alonso now? Ooh, nice save by Euro. I'm on the drugs of life, Skull. The drugs of life. The best drugs known to man. And they're a great accoutrement for the heroin. I'm kidding, by the way. For when Twitch comes around and bans my ass for making a joke. Or TikTok, or YouTube, or any of the ones that I'm actually on. At some point in time, I'm going to end up doing Kick, and maybe if I end up bothering to pay for the X Premium, I'll stream on that as well. But that's future cracks. Top process. If I make enough as a streamer in order to a month be able to afford the X Premium edition, which basically means making €12 a month, I'll sign up to the thing and start streaming on that. Anyway, we are going to play practically our strongest team here. Because we want to get the victory and seal the deal as the champions. Which means this is effectively our strongest team. Now, we are going to make 1 or 2 changes to it. The fact that Foston is now almost a 5-star player, honestly, like, it bounces my heart with joy. Because Foston is one of those players that I've had for a year and a half now, and he started as a 2-star player. His growth has been monumental. Monumental. And I love seeing it so much. It's probably the thing I enjoy about this game the much. Watching the growth of young players that I actually end up finding and creating into good players. So Real Madrid and Carlos have finally agreed terms on an exit, and Alfonso confirmed he's leaving Bayern. Looks like I'm correct. Unlucky you, crack. As I told you, I speak facts. Hey, I think Julian Nagelsmann is the better option. That's just what I'll say. I think it wasn't Ancelotti's blame. Too many injuries and gaps in the midfield. 0 new players signed except for Mbappe. I'm sad Carlos is leaving, and I think Alonso will be a good replacement. I feel the same as well, although I do think Mbappe was a risky signing all the same. And you kind of couldn't sign anyone else after Mbappe, because the rumour, and we'll never know this, the rumour was that his signing on fee was close to 100 million quid. Like, between him, his agent, the whole thing that came around to it, it's close that that was almost worth his transfer fee. You know? So don't be shocked if that ended up happening. Like, he got a monumental amount of money for signing for them. So he literally might have just blown your entire budget on him. Now, to be fair, he got you what? Something like 43 goal contributions, including the goals that he ended up having himself. So, might have been worth it. Let's not lie, it was probably worth it. But, you know.
Flicked on by Casemiro. There to pick up the second ball as well. Fernandez into Dorgu.
Like, you'll accept that he ended up performing good. That's a penalty! How is that not a penalty? How is that not a penalty?
But he was quite decisive there, Daniel Seaman.
My first impressions were Dorgu went down very easily. We'll see on this replay. It's a fantastic ball, good run. Yeah.
I don't know. I think that should have been a penalty.
Christian Dinger is the video assistant referee. He's having a quick look at it right now.
Also, for all of you that are on TikTok or all of you that are new to me, I end up doing advertisements, which actually aren't active on this scene, weirdly enough. I end up doing advertisements, so I stop for advertisements in order to ensure that everything is so that pre-rolls don't happen, so people have a better streaming experience, and that you know, the crack is 90. So we just wait for that. Now, as you might have imagined, Katana, and I'm not sure if you did, I am a bit of a masochist, and I am a fan of the team that is playing today. I am a fan of none other than, yes, of course, Tottenham Hotspurs. No, I'm a fan of Manchester United.
It took a while. Check over, no penalty. Dorgu's been the one though.
I mean, it makes sense. Like, in a way it does, in a way it doesn't. Like, it paid them all the money in the bloody world. And they kind of need to, because they get ripped that way. I don't even remember Nacho. What position did Nacho play in? Genuinely, I can't remember him.
Hasn't got the big man to aim at the moment. He's joining in.
Let me check that up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Twitch, for doing that. Thank you so much.
Now they've got Sanadi forward again. So in he goes towards the big number 21. He's jumping there with Mazraoui.
He's in the Saudi League.
Now Unai Gomez.
By the way, I always do this with Spanish players. My apologies if this is anyway offensive. Jose Ignacio Hernandez Iglesias, known as Nacho, is a centre-back and full-back. I mean, he was 35, so it makes sense.
Down here, right beneath our commentary position.
Was handball.
And he's actually going to go back the other end and show
Christ,
a yellow
really?
card here to Mazraoui for
Why is Mazraoui getting a card?
a bit of challenge on Sanadi.
Ah, horseshit. Do you have any Premier League, like English Premier League fans yourself, Katana? Or is Real Madrid the only team you really follow and you just kind of enjoy everything else? Why is my tags wrong on YouTube? Or on Twitch? God damn it, crack.
Yeah, yellow card for Mazraoui. You know, using his arm.
Give me a second, I'll change the feckin' tags. Professional man I am, I'll tell you. Professional man, a man I am. Holy crap, am I crap. Hold the phone, my friends.
It's a 19th European semi-final for Manchester United, who lost the final in this competition.
Yeah,
Not quite
fun.
able to get there.
Fun as fun.
Trying to play in the early stages here by
And with
Athletic
that
Club Manchester
done
United.
there, we can bring you back up here. Cool.
Over a great
I'm actually half tempted to give Aaron a game. I know I really shouldn't. But Aaron is one of the best goalkeepers in the world as well. Our substitute goalkeeper is one of the best goalkeepers in the world. He's also a former Barcelona player because I'm an ass. And will sign anything that moves. He's also one of my former players from Palace. So, crikey. Scheiße. Sorry. There we go. Okay, coola boola. Yeah. So we'll continue on now. Anyway. So yeah, in we go. And I'm only 37, by the way. If you do come back into my streams, just know this is kind of the pace I play FM at. I am only 37 minutes into the stream and getting into the first game. So, there is that. He hasn't been bad today, but he still doesn't fill me with confidence. I'll tell you that. I have said it before, I don't think Onana is as bad as everyone says he is, but there are instances where he scares the absolute crap out of you. But I do also think we've been a bit unfortunate defensively this year as well. Like, Euro is a fantastic player, but the injury meant he didn't really get a preseason, so Euro needed time to build up. De Ligt, unfortunately, has gotten a number of injuries that have slowed him down, and the loss of Martinez made an incredible difference to the confidence of the team. Adrian Heaven came in and started performing really, really well, and then his injury ended up causing us problems. Now, I think the player that has been the biggest success for United at all this season has been, of course, none other than Harry Maguire, and deserves all of the praise that he's getting. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate the follow. By the way, just so you know for myself, I'm on most weekdays. The stream schedule says between 9:30 and half 12, which is roughly about right. But I try to go slightly earlier if I can as well. So come in anytime you want to, my friend. I love having anyone in here and talk away, chat away, lurk away, whatever you feel. It's all the same. The other thing too, it annoys the crap out of Duck, but I might as well give you the warning. I am a bit of a wrestling fanatic as well. WWE, AEW, that type of crap. So there will be just large periods of time when I talk about wrestling for no feckin' reason either. But I'm willing to talk about anything at any point in time. Eduardo Camavinga, you beautiful man. What a beautiful goal. I went far too stereotypically Irish with that. Oh, hoity-toity, beautiful man with a beautiful goal. Honestly, I think it might be. Because a goalkeeper is a position that would be nice to replace, but we have more important stuff to get than a goalkeeper. I think I think I like Dogu. Okay? I like Dogu. And I like Delo. But I think we need both a starting left back and a starting right back that specifically played those winger positions. So, shite. Shite. That's not good. And the fall begins. The fall begins. That was one hell of a goal, but the fall begins for United. Holy shit. That's not good. God, you're I know they're not here at the moment, but you really are getting the Katie vitriol into you, aren't you, Duck? You really are filling her shoes when she isn't here.
Onana, but just look at that. As that curl, oh, it's a beautiful finish. We said about the first goal.
To be honest, it's a gorgeous goal. Gorgeous, gorgeous goal. Nothing Onana can do about that. That's just a world-class goal.
Beautiful strike, Darren.
When he gets his hands to it, Onana, but he can't do enough to keep it out. It's the first time that Yari Gazala's ever scored a European.
I have been streaming since September of last year.
That quite perfectly. And they had to score the first goal tonight, Athletic Club. And they
With a kind of break period over February when I went to Thailand. So, I mean, technically speaking, I suppose my growth in that period of time has been good. I've started doing Twitch and a load of other things now as well. So, Twitch, TikTok and a load of other things as well to try and expand out. But I'm just happy to be doing it and happy to continue to talk. And I do the stuff that I enjoy. Like, I started playing Claire Obscure Expedition 33, and for me, numbers-wise, that's atrocious. I should be doing FM every day. But I'm just doing what I enjoy and hope that people end up enjoying it, and trying to learn a bit of video editing and stuff like that on the side. I say trying because it has been incredibly slow and painful, and my lazy ass hasn't done anything in about 3 weeks for it. But, but, I enjoy it anyway. So come in anytime you want to and recommend it to anyone as well. I'd appreciate it if you could.
just to click into business.
Yeah, they've offered very little going forward. You know, they had that one opportunity for Garnacho, but here, the long ball. Maguire doesn't know who he's passing it to.
It's nice every now and again to end up having a new person come in and just have a good time and me know that they're having a good time.
Full stretch. It's a beautiful finish.
Any criticism of Casemiro?
And I know that sounds like the biggest hokey-cokey bullshit because there is pseudo-dynamics in streaming where people turn around and says, "Oh, I love you so much," and they don't actually mean it. And love is a word that I'd never end up meaning. I love doing this, but I'll talk to anyone and enjoy the crack with anyone. So I'm not going to go into that that hierarchical bullshit. But I'm happy to talk, happy to have the crack, happy to do that. I loved every single minute of it. I went over there to a fitness camp, Titan Fitness over there, and it was...
He's made the run through the middle, but I think he would have been offside.
I still don't understand why that isn't keeping the count.
Ball to a diagonal run.
I've changed that command. I'll go back to what I was talking about in a minute, Katana. I've changed that command 3 or 4 times on Twitch to try and get the check-in to roll over. In theory, it should do. I'm doing what is recommended for it to roll over and store the feckin' value. But it's not storing the goddamn thing, and it's infuriating. I'll get it eventually.
Still, first leg lead isn't always the safest.
But yes, I went to Titan Fitness there and enjoyed every minute of it. The thing with Thailand that I loved the most was it feels free over there. Everyone that was there that is European or English speaking at all is there to grow as a person. And that's beautiful in a way. Even the people that are living there that speak English and the whole lot know that feeling and want to keep that feeling. And as a result of which, it just has a feeling of camaraderie and a feeling of growth and harmoniousness. And I'd recommend everyone do it. Now, the fitness in particular is beautiful for that as well. And the Thai people are just... Like, I was in multiple establishments and I never met a person who hated their job or didn't want to be there or didn't want to interact or anything like that. It was just so lovely and bubbly and the whole lot. And it is the reason why custom always needs to come with a smile, because it does make an astonishing difference. The biggest problem with going over there is just the payment of going over there. Other than that, I'd highly recommend anyone ends up doing it. It's an experience of a lifetime, and the growth you will end up getting from it is astonishing. Astonishing, to be honest, Katana. Have you ever done any travels that far east yourself? Or where are you from? Maybe you're Thailand yourself. Benekage, my good old friend. What's a crack-a-lackin'? Is all good? Is all frosty? I don't know where the hell Frosty came from. How did you end up finding the Union game? Did you end up winning? I never actually asked. Sore? Why? What did you end up doing that made you sore? I'm doing well. I'd be better if United weren't losing. But to be fair, it was a cracking goal. Cracking goal from Atletico Bilbao. Honestly, a world-class goal. So, like, we shouldn't feel too bad about conceding that goal. There's nothing anyone... Well, there's always something someone can do. But realistically, there's not really much that anyone could end up doing against it, you know? Connor, my good man, what's a crack-a-lackin' with you? It's a pleasure to end up doing it. Yeah, I started doing it there recently, just enjoying the streaming now. I've been doing it on Twitch since September and started doing TikTok now. Trying to grow and trying to just have a good old time, enjoy the crack. How's things with yourself? Eventually someone will end up saying hello from YouTube. Well, it depends. Ooh, nice. This might be the match that wins this league, by the way. Why, was it a boring game? Because that's unfortunate if it was. Ah. Well, it's always good when your team ends up advancing. It's always good when that ends up happening. But, like, for those type of cup games now, would they do halftime shows and stuff like that? Like little halftime shows, Benny? Or is there anything like that? But would they do it for the final? In the NF to L thing, I see. Yeah, I know. Get to see my beautiful beard, Connor. You know, so astonishing that everyone wants to end up seeing it, you know. Beautiful and connected and the whole lot. But yeah, no, watching the United game, streaming to this, talking to a couple of people, just enjoying the crack. I need to actually move this over here because I keep missing it. So if we throw you there, and I can see it better, which means that's there. Still getting used to the setup type of things. Azerbaijan! Oh, nice! There's absolutely no bother with that. Oh, we won the league!
Just haven't had any control of their Manchester United. You know, maybe a half-time if they 1-0 down.
It's weird that they're showing it at an away game, but we won the league.
Maybe taking off Ugarte and bringing on a Mount or a...
So we bet the monsters. Barcelona can go kiss the right end of my left arse cheek.
Remember saying very early last week, in the first leg, before they had the player set
It took us 3 years to do this. We could do exactly what they did, because we've won all of the other cups as well. Last season, Barcelona won all of the trophies, knocking us out 4 times. So that's astonishing. So we'll see what ends up happening. So we're actually after winning the league. Barcelona lost to Bilbao. Nico Williams, isn't it lucky he's not actually in the game there today? Yeah, Barcelona's loss means we won the league. And we're in the final of the Champions League as well. So the save is FM save, Benny, if you want to see the whole thing. So I do actually need to rewrite it. Because now we have... should be FM save. Crap, give me a second. Or is it FM story? Give me a second. FM story. Yeah, because I'm a twit. I don't even know my own commands. You think a man would be slightly professional, huh? No bother. Thank you so much, Connor. I appreciate it so much. Thanks for the follow. And I'll be making more independent content later on as well. I mean, United have been doing well in this game, even though the result doesn't showcase it properly. There's no way we're getting a penalty out of that one. I think we've been the better team out of the two of them. Ooh. That was a horrible cross by Mazraoui. But how was your Thursday treating you anyway, Benny? I didn't actually do my usual shtick of salutations, hello, and all that. How is your Thursday treating you? And Katana, how do you find Azerbaijan? I've never been, and it's a spot I definitely love to go to at some point in time. Seems like an incredibly beautiful spot. So it'll definitely be on the list in the future when all ends up coming down to it and I'm actually able to end up doing it. Honestly, there isn't one. This has just been go with the flow and see what has happened. So at the moment, we just went with Real Madrid, hoping that we could beat Barcelona in the league. And now we'll end up seeing what ends up happening after that. I'll probably move from Real Madrid, especially if we win the Europa League or the Champions League as well. Addy, how are you doing? What's a crack-a-lackin', my friend? Is all doing well? Is all grand with you? I mean, I don't have a problem going from Real Madrid to the MLS, but I didn't end up watching the video yet. So if you could... Oh, it's so unfortunate for Garnacho. If you could link me... Actually, if you want to, considering you're a moderator, throw the link to your video, the MLS, in the chat here, and I will happily end up having a look at it and trying the MLS. I'll probably need you to be my wise man like you were for, was it Gwidja? Or was it, who was it you were the wise man for that got you that nickname? Wise man Benekage. Yeah, we'll have to give a watch of that video at some point in time and then keep you around as the wise man once I figure it out. Now, it'll be interesting to do, too, this many seasons in, because there'll be absolutely nobody left in the MLS that anyone knows of. I mean, that was one of the things that I really liked about... That was one of the things I really liked about Thailand. It wasn't that expensive. I love, speaking of which, I love being able to go and get a can of Coke for 40 baht, which is basically just one of my best defenders. Which is basically just like 20 cents here in Ireland, as opposed to spending €150 on a bloody can here. Because we have a stupid... surcharge on it now to return it. Yeah, the fun old things of the Irish government to try and get people to recycle. They ended up putting a surcharge on things. So it's 15 cents per can, or a size bottle like this, it's 25 cents. So, you know, rake the coals off you unless you return it properly. And I don't actually have a problem with that if the machines actually ended up having... By the way, this will happen every now and again. Diarrhea of the mouth, constipation of the brain, where I end up ranting about shit. I don't actually mind that if you had a generalized card that you could just build up your points and go into a store and it gives the store credit. Have you been outside of Azerbaijan much yourself, my friend? Have you been this side west? Have you been over in Europe much, or at all?
It's amazing because when Garnacho went through the first time, when the goalkeeper come out and dived at his feet and saved it.
The joys of having some nutritious sustenance. I didn't even realize we had 111 goal difference. Holy crap. That is a bonkers number. Georgia and Dubai. Well, to be fair, the United Arab Emirates is a gorgeous spot, but it is all... It is very, it's very aesthetics. They've made it designed to be an aesthetic spot. I don't know how livable it is. And saying that, I have a cousin that lives there, and I never actually asked how he finds living there. So that's something I'll have to do in the future. But it is a spot I'd love to go and visit. I've never actually visited. Well, I've been in Dubai for a layover, but I've never actually visited Dubai. I mean, both of them are like that. Like, Saudi Arabia is like that. They built an entire city for it. But Dubai is very much like that as well, isn't it? Or am I just being a twit? I'm not gonna I'm not gonna say anything. I could just be a twit. It has been proven in the past that I am talking out of both ends of my arse cheeks. So... So, you know, call me on my horseshit if my horseshit is horseshit. Like, there's no fear of being reprimanded for calling me. There's fear of being reprimanded if you make a bad joke. You know, because we like to scramble our yolks. God, that's horrible. I embarrassed myself with that atrocious joke. I apologize in advance for anyone that's just after entering the stream. In a different life, I would have learned how to play saxophone. Saxophone's probably my favorite instrument of all time, to be honest. I love it so much. So much. I love the saxophone. Is there any point in playing you? Probably not, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm an ass. Yeah, I like Dubai, but the only drawback was that sometimes there were not so great smells on the street. I wonder why. I mean, I wonder if it's just that the sewer system isn't connected up properly. That'd be something you'd have to talk to someone proper about. I couldn't end up answering anything to do with that. But it's interesting to say that that would be one of the tweaks, or one of the weirdities that you end up having over there. Oddities, not weirdities. Jesus crack. Use basic English, you fool. By the way, there's a chance we'll lose this game, but I genuinely don't care. At this point in time, we're far enough into the sea. Like, we've won the league. We can just have fun and let a couple of people have a go. So hence the reason why we're going through this and putting in random schmucks into each individual role. Playing a remarkably young squad. Stupidly young, actually. It's actually not a good thing to do this, because it ends up making the young players feel a little bad. But, you know.
Invitations, please. Oh, I'm the bride. Congratulations. But without an invite, you could be anyone.
That's my face.
So I'm not going to start the match yet, but the advertisements have to come, are about to come on. So I'll wait for that to end up happening. But if the advertisements come on, I'm just going to continue and finish the words crack.
Crew quality goes beyond the design you
Words.
see, and
Finish the selection.
Is the fresh blade feeling that lasts time after time after time. Gillette lads, our best ever razor.
Yes, I am intelligent.
Smooth shapes per
I swear, I have finished school.
that lasts up to 50% longer than the most sold 5-bladed razor. Gillette, the best a man can get.
Ooh. Okay, so that means we have a couple of people we can end up playing here. Danny Muka. Well, put that on mute, by the way. There's no point listening to advertisements. Especially considering TikTok can hear it. I haven't yet set it up to be working on YouTube or on the other streams. Not receiving enough. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain experience buffering. Why? What do you mean? Why? God, sometimes I hate YouTube. To be honest, I hate all streaming platforms, but that's beyond the point. I'm an equal opportunity arsehole. It's the end of the world. Crack has won a trophy and I don't feel fine. It's because you'll feel better now that I've won the trophy. I'm actually semi-tempted to change the formation just to play more youths. Completely fuck the formation in order to play youths. And in fact, I'm not half tempted to do it. I'm going to do it. So we've set to next match only, so it'll return back to the formation that we had before. Although with all of the, an intelligent person would have set this to next match only when I started this crap, so that I wouldn't have to change each individual person for the Champions League final. But I ain't an intelligent person, as we have already discovered. As we have already discovered earlier on today. Why? TikTok, you are the weirdest bastard of all time. I have perfect internet on every other platform. Except for YouTube Verticle, because it's being a pain. But, like... Also, Katie would be throwing her arms up in the air for my, flowery, terminology. Season 2, I might win the first trophy out of 189. I don't know what that means, Benny, but congratulations. Personally, I think this is PSG season. I think it's PSG season. But it wouldn't shock me at all if Inter won it. Are we in the Guard of Honor? Oh, they're giving a Guard of Honor to a load of youths who didn't end up playing. That's hilarious. Because I'm an asshole and played a load of youths in the final game of the season, since it doesn't matter. They gave a guard of honour to a load of people who didn't play in the league. That's hilarious. To be fair, there's only 5 of them, but still. That is genuinely hilarious that happened. When do you see they'll actually have a good performance too? Oh my god. You can't write that crap. You can't write that crap. Oh my god. What a mistake. That is beautiful. That is genuinely beautiful. What a mistake. What a goal. I think he's 15. 15-year-old. What a goal for the 15-year-old. The capitulation by Malaga. Is Malaga still Robbie Keane? No, it's Felix. It wasn't Malaga, so which one was it? Is it Mallorca? I'll check in a minute. Oh, one of the 2 youths up front. Pablo. Oh, what a shot by Pablo. Wow. This kid might be a megastar. We need to get him out on loan. Okay, let's check. I think it's... Yay, Robbie Keane's at Mallorca. Nice to see another Irishman doing okay. Getting walloped by me in the league, but nice to see him doing well. Oh, crikey. That goalkeeper should feel ashamed of that goal. Should feel ashamed of that goal. That is a horrible goal to concede. Like, genuinely, he had that. That's a horrible goal to concede. Is anyone a Final Destination fan? Because I don't know how to feel about the new Final Destination movie. To me, and maybe I'm wrong, it seems to have rewritten the lore a bit. Because being able to kill a person to take their lifespan is an interesting addition to the lore of Final Destination. And I don't really know, by the way, that's a 15-year-old and a 16-year-old that are after working harmoniously together with each other to get the 3rd goal. This team is crikey crap. Crikey crap. The 16-year-old scored the goal. I love how the 16-year-old who done the assist is getting better ratings than the guy that scored the goal. And rightfully so, because the pass was like A1, but still. What made you consider going back to FM14, Benny? And why did that save? And what is the save actually doing for you? And maybe you can explain to me how Duck was able to figure out, if you care, why Duck was able to figure out that it was FM14 just based on the information that you had posted before. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, there are some instances with this squad that where they just stop running for the ball, and it's semi-annoying. I say this all the time when people ask. Oh, that it's just an... Oh, I play different saves in different FMs because I'm not... If not, I'm not careful to override me. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, God damn it, Aaron. God damn it, Aaron. Talking about their goalkeeper capitulating. Look at this. That's an Adrian Onana mistake there. Holy moly. That's genuinely an impressive mistake. I mean, yes, it was, ironically, Bellingham, who's the most experienced player on the pitch. But, like, Aaron should do a hell of a lot better there. You're not wrong. Like, it's like one of the first instances where we had Onana being a bit iffy. Harry Maguire gave him a bad pass, so, like, you know, there's instances of that happening all over the spot, so you're not wrong. But still, like, your goalkeeper has to do better. You have to do better than allowing this to happen. Like, Bellingham is dead in the wrong for that pass back, but you can't hit the ball and then stand like a spare prick. Now, I know that's the game engine being a bit, you know, loosey-goosey. But you get what I mean. Okay, and we're back now with the second half of Atletico Bilbao versus Manchester United in Old Trafford. So we'll see what happens there.
Stadium on the players, you know, but you know, if you were to make a change, probably Fernandes back,
Anyway.
Diallo.
Ooh, we're giving up a wee bit too much pressure. Maybe the youths are being a wee bit too exploited now. That's horrible defending right there. Aaron should have had it covered, to be fair. But that's still horrible defending. As Barcelona, too, you have to be really annoyed that you're giving this type of performance after losing the last game and giving up the league. What? That is the lightest penalty in the goddamn world. I was gonna say. If that was a penalty, that's a joke. A genuine joke. I mean, this isn't a bad formation, to be honest. Moving from having the two attacking midfielders to the two strikers. They're not doing too bad with each other.
The two English teams in the semi-final in the second half with the same aggregate scoreline. Spurs 3-1 up on aggregate in the second leg away from home against Bodo Glimt. And the same story here at Old Trafford for Manchester United, but they've started with the ball again. Athletic Club, and here's Jallo down this side up against Patrick.
At some point in time, I'll look into some of those extra bits and bobs. I know there are fun bits you can add to your TikTok to make it more fun, sir. But that's future Crack's problem. Also, Jesus, make some subs.
I'm not sure Galarreta had to do that. Got the ball and run away from Bruno Fernandes. I think, like Scholes, you know, said at half time, just need to get a little bit more control in that area. They were playing in between them, you know, too much.
Yeah. That'll do. Make 4 subs and then that'll be fine. Let the rest of them have their go. I don't think we're going to concede 2 goals in the last 10 minutes. We seem to have a fairly good control of the game. Although I don't like that the youth there, Pablo's, after getting a knock. Thankfully, when they end up getting those type of knocks, it isn't too bad against them. But you don't like seeing knocks like that anyways. Paco. Oh, who do you blame that on? I mean... Good cross. Secchi should definitely have better cover on Roberto. And I think Aaron gave it his best goal. So I mean, I'm not sure. Probably Secchi. Probably Secchi. Which is unfortunate because he's another one of the players I really, really like and would love to see doing well. But probably Secchi. I think you blame that on Secchi. Ooh. That's a horrible, horrible attempt at a pass. Crikey. Oh, that should have been an equalizer right there. Oh, we are giving away too much.
Really interested to see the manager's changes if it stays at 1-0 for the next 5 or 10 minutes. Will he be positive and aggressive?
I love, even though he fucked up and led to the first goal, Bellingham has probably had the best performance on the pitch, which is astonishing. He'll probably win man of the match. And you can tell that we've given them an awful lot back. They're at 1.66. Only in the last 10 to 15 minutes. So we have been giving them far too much space. So maybe this is a wee bit too much of a offensive formation after all. Ooh, Bruno got spun. Badly spun too. Not Bruno's best game today. I'll tell you that.
I'm not actually sure you're allowed to live in the city of Bilbao unless you own a red and white striped shirt. Everybody had one last week, and they've all got one on in there tonight.
What a bad joke.
Cleared away for Manchester United by Dorgan. Casemiro, Ugarte, Hoyland.
Oh, crikey. Ugarte, that's atrocious. I am still a minute behind, but still, like, that's atrocious. Maybe. We're giving up a lot now, but we still had control of this game for most of it. I think there's a very good chance this ends as a draw, to be honest.
They've got Sonadi in there. They've got the two centre-backs as well, Nunes, Alvarez.
I don't think we're going to win it. Although, funnily enough, if you're looking at the stats to the other game, Borussia Glimt have 66% possession and a .41 XG. So it could be interesting to see if that ends up going true for United. But it'll be interesting to see. We have a .75 XG to their .2. But they're giving an awful lot of fire to it now. We're giving up an awful lot to Athletic Club at the moment, which is slightly concerning, to be honest. Like, we should be doing better. So the next match is the final match of this season. The next match is where a decision needs to be made. Do we stay with Real Madrid for one more season? Try to defend the title we're just after getting? Do we leave and join a different club? The MLS isn't a bad shout by Benny, but I'm not 100% sure if there's going to be an MLS available anyway. And I don't even know if I have the MLS active, so we might have to activate the MLS. Considering, as I said, I screwed a good majority of this save when I loaded it first. Ooh. I don't know what that means. Did I finally join the Hall of Fame? Well, I mean, I probably already joined the Hall of Fame.
space again for Athletic Club. It's Berenguer, and that just needed to be a better pass because they got shallow in between two Manchester United defenders.
Just as Scorsese was highlighting at half-time, the space the Yowings are in the middle of the park.
You could see what jobs are open and apply for the ones you might be interested in. Oh yeah, we're going to do that anyway, but we have to get to the Champions League first. If we don't win the Champions League, then who knows, we might do another season and try and get the Champions League. But at this point in time, we'll see. I kind of want to do the Barcelona and win everything that they done last season. So like at the moment, we have Spanish Cup and the Spanish Super Cup won. We have the Championship won, and then we can win the Europa League, and that'll end up getting us everything. It is PSG though, because of course it's fucking PSG. Yeah, let's have a gawk. I think you go here, and then you go World, and then you go Rankings, right? And then you go Managers. And well, this isn't right because there's no way that the under 21s manager is the best manager in the world. So how do we do this? Rankings. No, go to FM. Hall of Fame. Okay, fair enough. Pep Guardiola is still number 1. Then Ferguson. Then Ancelotti. Then Zidane. Then Mourinho. We're not even in the top 10. Kiss the right enemy left arse, cheeky pricks. No, we're not ranked. Which is kind of horseshit, because we've won the Premier League, the Champions League, the World Cup. Like, oh yeah, I'm definitely the best Irish manager. I was the best Irish... This will tell you what's really funny about the Irish managers. I became the best Irish manager when I won the goddamn championship. There's a funny one for you. It was the championship that made me win the best Irish manager. Never mind anything else. Thank you, Cam. It's a pleasure to end up seeing you. How's life treating you? Is all going well? Just enjoying the crack, watching the games, playing a bit myself, and, you know, going with a cool breeze. Playing a bit of FM, watching the United game. Ooh, that was a... Ugarte. It has not been Ugate's game today. It has not been Ugate's game. FM, Hall of Fame, Continent, Europe. Okay. I still haven't ranked. Do I? I mean, down where I am, the weather's actually fairly gorgeous at the moment. There's a nice red hue to the sky and the whole lot. A tranquil breeze. But have a fantastic stroll. And I'll chat to you again in the future. Have a great old time, my friend. Don't get up to too much mischief. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Which doesn't account for much, but don't do anything I wouldn't do. Is he on yet? No, not yet.
Club or for country, Mason Mount, and Luke Shaw, of course, with England. Mason Mount in a Champions League final with Chelsea.
I love how the commentary is thinking that Mason Mount will make a goddamn difference.
His best player for a period of time, so interesting changes.
God United, you have to do better than this. You can't be letting them through you so easily.
In this second half.
Where was the fire you had in the first half? Maybe the goal killed the fucking mood that we had, but we're no... What was that card for?
There's a yellow for Casemiro.
For what? I don't know. Maybe that's a yellow. I wouldn't count that as a yellow. Seems a bit...
Scored his first ever Europa League goal in the first.
What can you say?
He's not a stranger to yellow cards. He's that kind of player, combative, great career with Real Madrid in the referee's book tonight. So
Mount, Luke Shaw, and Ahmad. I wonder who Shaw is coming on for. Because that's concerning. If it's Dogu... I mean, Dogu hasn't performed bad today. If it's Lindelof, it could be replacing one weak leg with another. But we'll see who he ends up coming on for. 60 minutes in order to get the sub too, which is interesting.
In the meantime, here's Berenguer, Di Galarreta, and then out there to Unai Gomez.
I once seen a friend of mine, by the way. Well, an acquaintance. I once seen someone that I know take a bottle of about this size, maybe bigger than it, and do the swirl thing. You know, where you swirl it around, you just go and chug it down 10 ways to Sunday. It's astonishing to see. They're going to score a second goal. If we keep playing like this, they're going to score a second goal. It's bonkers how bad we've been playing in the past 10 minutes. It's funny in a way. That's hilarious. That's genuinely hilarious. That is a special level of funny. Food poisoning before the goddamn final. Food poisoning before the final. Oh my god. If he's struggling for fitness, I am going to play Aaron. And I'll just have to hope that it doesn't go to hell to bet them. What the hell? Yeah, cool. Wonder what happened there. Yes. What? Oh yeah, they don't have Paris. Ooh. Interessante. Interessante. Mount is on. Okay, so let's see who the subs are. Oh! Okay. So Mount for Ugarte, Garnacho for Ahmad, and Mazraoui for Shaw. Ooh. I don't know how to feel about that. Mazraoui has to be for fitness reasons. That's a weird choice. Still, we'll see how that ends up going. It's going to be interesting having Mount be there with Casemiro. Hopefully the two of them will end up playing well. Like, our midfield has been getting overrun before Ugarte came on. So, we'll see. Yeah, I mean, what I probably would have done is I would have taken Ugarte off and put Menu on instead of Mount. I would have taken Mazraoui off, if you are taking Mazraoui off, and put Ahmad where Mazraoui is. And I would have probably moved Shaw and put him on for Lindelof. But we shall see. We shall see.
Under a bit of pressure.
I know you kind of enjoy when he's playing deeper, don't you, Skull?
Scored at the weekend and he's immediately
Ooh.
informed that he's
Ooh.
Manchester United going.
I mean, I'll know if a goal happens before it happens in the stream anyway, because we are slightly behind it. But still, nice to see the plays end up happening.
Good start. Don't go on the right with a little back heel.
Manchester United give the ball up again. Casemiro in to try and win it.
Szoboszlai has been an excellent free signing, by the way. I do have to look if we're staying with them and give him better another look at free signings. Anyways, I will say Bilbao are very weak. Like they drop like flies.
So often prior to his injury, really was in top form and playing so well.
Now maybe that's part of the game they want to go for, but they drop like flies.
26 minutes to go. Manchester United 26 minutes from Bilbao. Free header right towards the corner.
Ooh, that Onana did not have that covered.
That was curling.
Did the score?
Was that?
Yeah.
Paul, just watch this.
Solanske with Christian Romero as the assist. Yep. That is unfortunate, as they end up saying. That is unfortunate. Onana was bet there, by the way, if that was accurate.
Looks as though Tottenham are going to be in the final. They've scored tonight. Dominic Solanke away from
Yeah, that's what I thought.
they've got a
So we go with Aaron instead because he's still not feckin' fit. I'm not playing him when he's not fit.
There's no Ange Postecoglou and Tottenham. They're going to be in the final, and right now it's going to be an all-English final against Manchester United with 25 minutes left here at Old Trafford. I'm amazed there that he's not given a free kick to Athletic Club for Lenny Oro on the back of Tsunami.
Okay, slightly concerning that we don't have Benjamin for this game either.
So Gurutheta is now ready. Walker Gurutheta.
Eduardo.
This is going to be the fourth change for Athletic Club.
Warren Emery.
Can't quite get the board set up at the moment, so they'll carry on for now.
So we'll do that anyway
Straight at Casemiro.
as
Again,
our
the challenge for
midfield.
Then he blocks that ball that was
Lee will be replaced with Vinicius Jr. Gay will be replaced with Foston. Stefan will be replaced with Guller. And then we'll play... We'll swap you with Wehe.
for Unai Gomez.
And swap you with him.
He's certainly a greater goal threat.
And go Enric up front.
7 goals in all competitions this season.
By right, we probably should play Oscar so that we have the full uniform. But we're not going to.
Captain DeMarcos, who scored the
And we're also going to play this game in cautious.
United, Amanda Hoyland.
Rasmus, you can't be getting caught on your feet like that. That's not good enough. God damn it, Lindelof. Holy crap. Genuinely, I don't know sometimes what to think about these players. Like, they're just not... There's an awful lot of players on that pitch that in this second half have just been putrid. Absolutely putrid. It's astonishing that you'd think it was Sunday League. Genuinely, you'd think it's Sunday League. They're playing that bad. It's funny. Genuinely, it's funny.
I mean, they must
In we go to the Champions League final. May this Champions League final give United the power to continue on and actually get a win of some description. May we have a good performance. May the crack go well. So, in we go. Wish us luck. Cross your fingers, your toes, and anything else that is crossable, my friends. Because we might feckin' need it. Perio, by the way, is a former Real Madrid player. We sold him from us to them. So could you imagine if Periola gets one over on me? Wouldn't be the biggest shock in the world, but we'll see what ends up happening. Ahmad. Ooh. Anyways, in we go. And we will watch the full match. So, wish us luck. Because there's no highlights, we won't know if we're doing good or we're doing bad. It doesn't end up showing us up the stats of the game unless we end up ruining the match view and bringing up the actual stats ourselves. But we'll end up seeing what ends up happening. Aaron Hickey as their right back is an interesting situation. Phenomenal player who can play both right and left back. Bad pass by Guller. Okay, Marquise. Okay, we're playing okay here. Surprisingly aggressive for a team with cautious mentality. But I don't care if it works. Ooh, sure. Oh. See what happens here. Ahmad. 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 Ooh. Mason Mount with a nice attempt, but nothing there. Dogu. Oh no, that's Yarrow. Mount. Oh, what a goal by Mason Mount. Oh my god. I genuinely think there's a player in him if he can stay fit. I genuinely think there's a player in him if he can stay fit. I really like Mason Mount. I'm so happy to see that he got that. I hope he can stay fit. Mason Mount deserves a wee bit of relief because he gets an awful lot piled onto him. Brilliant. The chance is still there for you, Skull. The chance is still there for United to pick up the victory. A lot can happen in 20 minutes. But genuinely, a beautifully curved strike. That's the type of stuff he used to do when he was with Chelsea. That's the type of stuff that made him 2-time player of the year for Chelsea. And he done well with the header as well. A good out clearance out there to Shaw. And Yarrow doing fantastic with the work to get in. Why did they even check in to see if he was onside? But what a curl. What a curl by Mount. Genuinely. Nice turn, nice hit, nice accuracy. You have to feel a wee bit bad for the defender there not to end up getting their foot to it with the high leg up. But what a goal. Genuinely, what a goal. At this point, I don't care about Tottenham. At this point, I don't care about Tottenham. Fair play to them, they're true. Once they'd gotten that goal, it didn't matter. Like 2 goals was already too big of a hurdle for Borussia Glimt. 4, it makes no difference now. But it's brilliant to see United doing well. It's brilliant to see a bit of fire. And hopefully this will end up giving the entirety of the team the fire to come back and try and win this. Hopefully Old Trafford lights up with the intensity now and we see what ends up happening. I am of the opinion that PSG are playing better than us, and that's concerning. Warren Emery, crikey, man. Not too bad by Heinz. Heinz means beans. Aaron's been performing okay, to be fair to him. So you like to see that happening as well. Hurley down there. Donnarumma. So we'll see how this continues to end up going. Interesting situations here now. Oh, this could be a goal. Okay, good defensive work now. This does not feel like it's only 10 minutes in. This is the problem with watching these matches. It can take almost a half an hour to go through these matches when you watch them full time at this speed. I think Andre is a player that we had at Crystal Palace back when we were with Palace. I will say, with the Tottenham situation, it is slightly concerning that they are scoring goals, even with the injuries. Now, Kulusevski is a really good player, and Pedro Porro, I know an awful lot of people thought he was done and dusted, but is a good player as well. So we'll see what ends up happening. But it could just be a situation of Borussia Glimt not being a great team, unfortunately. I mean, it's not done and dusted yet. Like, we still can capitulate and get the 3 goals lost. I don't see it, but like, it's interesting to hear the commentators stating that we're into the final. You don't go. I'm not willing to claim that until the fat lady sings or the whistle blows. Ooh, nice work by Burke. Burke, you have to be more careful with that. That was a chronically bad pass. Warren Emery. It's not been Warren Emery's game. Not Zayn Emery. It's Warren Zayn Emery. Or Zaire Emery. I should just call him Warren. Oh, you guys. You can't be letting the ball in like that. Cry. You have to do better than that. Defensive malfeasance. Ooh, interesting. Why did that happen? Un momento, por favor. Is the stream gone? I don't think so. I think I'm up and active. Is everything true? Is everything sound? Can you hear me okay? Should be all okay. I hope so. Okay, I think everything is grand.
It's all about the clock now for Manchester United. Every tick of it is a positive one for them, and it takes them that little step closer, Bilbao. It'd be nice to go win the game, though, Darren, wouldn't it?
And do that.
Here's Berenguer. Mason Mount's been involved in everything since coming on.
Oh, supposedly I had some viewers on the YouTube, which is nice to end up seeing. Which means I need to move you over to here.
Bruno Fernandes. They were appealing for a foul there.
That. You there. There. You there. You here. Oh. Oops. Oops. That's not good. I've managed to screw this up a bit. If I do that, okay, Kula Bula. We can leave you there. Sorry for the technical mishaps that are happening. Just give me a moment, my friends. Oh, Amas is coming on. That's beautiful. Oh, I want to see him. I think this player is. I think this player has the potential to be Luke Shaw-esque. I think he is. Yeah, he has unmatched potential in terms of that position. Now we have another left back that can perform particularly good there as well. So I want to see how he ends up doing. Why did two of them get a yellow card? Oh! Oh! Honestly, he'd never do it. But I'd sign him to a 2 or 3 year contract if he'd take a discount, if he'd take a lower contract. Because he's starting to come back. He's starting to have it. That should have been a goal, by the way. He's starting to come back. He's starting to have it. You're getting your win, Skull. You're getting your win. Ooh, we are giving away far too much.
Off is a direction you can fuck.
But I don't know. To say he has Andy Cole potential or Ashley Cole potential is interesting. But an awful lot of people turn around and say Ashley Cole is one of the best left backs the Premier League has ever seen. That's an insanely high bar to end up giving. He was before my time. I didn't get an awful lot of time watching Ashley Cole. I don't know how good he was, so I can't comment on it. But I have heard people turn around and say that he is one of the best left backs that the Premier League has ever seen. So I'm not 100% sure about that. That play. Oh, is Casemiro coming off? No, okay. By the way, did that off as the direction play? Because, well, he is. Kobe Manu's coming on instead. Oh, nice. Okay. What a way to go off. Did that play? I wasn't listening to it, Skull. So, did that off go on for you? Or do I need to play it again so that you end up having it? Because I accidentally said yes to the points, so I don't want to get you screwed. So I'll play it again. I'll make sure it plays if it didn't. Okay, fair enough.
It's amazing to think that two teams, what are they, 15th and 16th in the Premier League, are going to compete in the final.
Yeah, unfortunately, I just didn't. I didn't get a proper. I wasn't watching it properly during his time, so not enough to be able to comment on him. Like, I might have seen some of his plays, but it would have been when I was young, and I wouldn't have had proper showcases of him. Now, maybe that's sacrilege as a United fan not to have gone back and check him, but I don't know enough about Ashley to be able to give a good enough opinion on it. Or is Ashley Cole, I'm getting mixed up again, is Ashley Cole the Chelsea one? Because there's two Coles, and I always get them mixed up.
Just shows how quickly things can change. 71 minutes, there were nerves all over the place. With Athletic Bilbao asking questions. 72 Mason.
Arsenal Chelsea one, yeah, okay. So, yeah. I've seen bits of him, but not enough of him. Oh, Bellingham. Hey! 1-0 up in the Champions League final. Beautiful. United giving Casemiro giving inspiration to our useless fecks to score.
Being proactive in the substitutions, Darren. Lots of managers are reactive.
Bellingham ricochets the ball off of the crossbar, and then Ardguller with a goal. Beautiful. The heads are going through. Thank you so much, Casemiro.
Made them, and those changes helped Manchester United win the game.
You love to end up seeing it, don't you? And hopefully we can continue this. Hopefully we can keep it up. Ooh, Ahmad. What was that pass by Mount?
Spectacularly. No, it can't. What a goal that would have been.
Mason Mount.
Holy crap, that was gorgeous. Oh, he's coming in. I hope he can stay fit. What a pass. my god. I know it didn't amount to anything, but wow. Brilliant pass from Ahmad, and then what a pass by Mount. Just a heel kick straight over to Shaw. Gorgeous. Well, if this continues this way, we might score a third goal. We've dominated them since we scored that first goal. Rasmus, you poor fucker. You know, it's kind of funny, considering Rasmus's prolificness has been diminished this season. They are covering his ass 10 ways to Sunday. They're not giving Rasmus any breaks. I have noticed that. They're just completely covering Rasmus Højlund. The poor man hasn't a chance of getting through. Up, my friend. What's a crack-a-lacka with you? It's a pleasure to have you in. Good moves, because Manchester United are in good spirits. I was just saying there, I think that Atletico Bilbao have been closing down Rasmus Højlund really, really well. And Mount has been performing really, really good. And United are just in great spirits. What's this? Oh, it happened! Hey! I should praise Rasmus Højlund more often. Wow! Oh, they're signing a signature. That's a brilliant celebration to sign a signature. Up. I have the perfect cure for that. It's known as my balls. And for anyone that wants reference as to what that was on any of the other three platforms, you can move your arse over to Twitch and find it out. Because I hate saying it. Yes, I am simulcasting to TikTok under Crack Attack Central, to YouTube under Crack Attack Central, and then vertically to YouTube, because why not have a good thing if you don't have it twice? But I'm so happy for Rasmus. I still think there's a brilliant striker in Rasmus Højlund. Genuinely, I think there's a brilliant striker in Rasmus Højlund. I know that's a tap-in, but I still think there's a striker in him if he gets service and he gets confidence. I think he does. He's been in the right position all of this game, but he has been very tightly marked a lot over the last few weeks. Like, it doesn't help that we don't cross that much at all. That's why I'm so happy to see the passes that have been going through. Like that genuinely, the Ahmad to Mount and then Mouse heel pass over the Shaw is beautiful to see. We need more of that. And hopefully now with having players in that'll actually do more of that. That's why I say more than a goalkeeper, I think we need wingers that end up doing things. You know, I'm not going to lie and say that Ahmad hasn't changed the game, but I think it was Mount. I think the actual big change was Mount. Because, like, to be fair, I remember I said it when we took off Ugarte. I said that it's interesting to put Mount on when the midfield is being overrun, and I think Mount is a risk for it. And I honestly think Mount has been, you rat bastard. What a horrible goal to concede. But I honestly think Mount has been evolutionary in this game. But I'm really happy with the way Ahmad has played. That's not to diminish anything Ahmad has done.
And it's been a wonderful journey. There's one more hurdle to go, and it's going to be Spurs. What a final that could be.
There's a fourth goal in this, by the way, for us. I don't know if we want it or even need it, but there's a fourth goal in this for us. As I said, I'm not going to get into an argument with you because both players have definitely changed this game in the second half. But I'm just, in my opinion, I think Mount has been excellent as well in that midfield. I would put it more to Mount than Ahmad, but both of them have been revolutionary to the flow of play. I will say one player it's one player, and this is probably a good thing, but one player that hasn't had much, and by the way, I don't want to jinx this either. Oh, fuck it, I might jinx it. One player that hasn't had much of a chance to show anything off of their brilliance since they came on is Amas. Mainly because Bilbao haven't been attacking. But so we have been the better team here, which is why it's so annoying the PSG got that fecking goal. Okay, I'll wait for it to come in so I can hear it. Yeah, that's what I thought. Menu, thank you so much for the follow. It's a pleasure to have you. How is the crack of 90? How is all going? Is your Thursday doing well? Mine is absolutely fabulous. And now, because I am that type of guy, I'll end up doing it as well. Mine is absolutely fabulous. Ever since High School Musical 2, ever since I watched that movie, and Sharpay Evans' brothers, whatever the feck his name is in that movie, goes around and says, I'm fabulous, and then just goes, fabulous. I've always, anytime I use that word, just turn around and do my actual feeling towards the fabulousness of it, and then go, fabulous. Oh, it's you, Connor. No bother whatsoever. Thank you so much for coming in. Pleasure to end up having you, my friend. It's been some game. I don't want to throw salt in the wound, but I do legitimately, as you are another person in the sports industry as well, curious. How did you find Arsenal's performance yesterday against PSG? I think we will. Because I think the right players are clicking now. I think Mount is starting to perform well if he can stay fit. I think. Oh my god! Oh my god! You beautiful fucker! I'm taking credit for that goal. I inspired that goal. I think Mount has been good and he's playing well. It's fantastic to have Ahmad back. He's been everything we need him to be. Lenny Yoro has found his move. Harry Maguire always worked well in a tree and is doing well. I think we're better than Spurs now. The problem is that our record versus Spurs this season is atrocious. I think we've lost every time we faced them. Yes, I genuinely think you should end. I think either way, you're probably going to go and get Gyökeres. But I'd probably go for Victor Osimhen myself. Who'd I go for if I were you? But yeah, it was incredibly unfortunate. That's fantastic for United. 7-1 on aggregate towards the end of it. What a result for us. He's not bad. My concern with Sesko is Sesko to me. Theo, what's a crack-a-lackin', my friend? How's all going? Is all well? Is the crack of 90? Sesko to me screams Rasmus Højlund. He screams a player that needs development. Like, he has more to his game, but he screams someone that needs polish. Now, he's 25, so we'll see what ends up happening with him. But I think if he comes to the Premier League, he's going to be a man that struggles with the pace. He seems to be someone that takes that tiny bit of an extra niggle with the ball when he ends up having it before he takes the shot. But Sesko's a fantastic player, and I hope that if that is who you go for, because you get him for 35. Is it 22? No bother. But it seems that type of situation. Oh no, I know. That's why when it comes down to it, we'll see what ends up happening. Thank you so much, Theo, for saying you love the streams. Trying my best anyway. Making sure the crack's a 90. So join anytime you want to. All's up for the crack, all up for the chat. But yeah, I mean, he's a good option for Arsenal. The reason I would say go for Osman is because I think Arsenal just need someone to score goals. I genuinely don't think they need a striker that does anything but puts the ball into the back of the net. I don't think he needs to help with the play. I don't think he needs to run. I think you plonk his arse into the middle of the box, make sure that he's onside, and Bob's your Uncle Happy out. I know you don't buy strikers for that, but that's why I'd go for. That's what I'm saying. I think he would be a fantastic option. I mean, yes. There does come. I think next season might be his last season. If he's not, if he doesn't win something, I think next season might be his last season. But we'll see what ends up happening. Joshua Xerxes there on the pitch hugging Casemiro and the whole lot. But we'll see what ends up happening. I think Arsenal. I think next year will be a really interesting year. Because although they're aging, City have a really good team. And Pep will probably be hungry. I genuinely think Chelsea are a goalkeeper and a striker away from challenge for I'd almost say winning the league. I'd almost be willing to put that onto the table and say that they're a goalkeeper and a striker away from winning the league. Liverpool, they're a very well organised team, but we'll see how their recruitment team ends up working now with Slot. And if they actually get anyone, and if signing people to Liverpool debalances the squad, and then Arsenal have the squad there, they just need a striker. That's the thing, yeah. Because you have the goalkeeper, you have the defenders, although you probably need to buy a defender as well. Just in the wings, like not a main defender, but you have a defender in the wing. Declan Rice is fantastic and probably should be made your captain if he isn't already. I would be worried about how Odegaard has been performing this season, because the second half of the season he wasn't performing well. So I'd probably get a understudy for him. Do you think so? So you think I'll butcher his name. You think Martelli isn't good enough? Yeah, but no one to be honest, no one cares so long as you win. If you win, you can have the worst football in the world. That's why Mourinho got away with it. That's kind of what I like about Ruben Amorim as well. I really like the way that we end up playing. I just think we have a lot of issues that need to be resolved, and I think Mason Mount being back is one of the big ones. Yeah. But there does genuinely need to be a discussion talked about how you finish this season. Because not to be mean to Arsenal, because you done well this season, but he handed Liverpool the league. Like, pressure started to come onto Liverpool and they started to unravel a bit, and then as they unravelled, ye unravelled as well, And then that gave them the freedom of pressure that they needed to just stroll into the championship. You literally handed them the league. It didn't help that at the same point in time, Nottingham Forest also struggled at the exact same time. All three of you struggled at the exact same time, which is beautiful. Also, I'm genuinely curious about where they go next season, because I think the Champions League might fuck them. But, now up, let's be fair. Southgate got to 2 finals with arguably one of the best teams in international football in years. I wouldn't, but I would give him 2 more years. If he doesn't win anything, I'd give him 2 more years. He has to win something. What that thing is, it doesn't matter. He has to win something. His last trophy is 8 years ago, I think. Is it 8 or is it 6? It was his first season. It was his last trophy, wasn't it? I don't think he's won anything since the FA Cup. Am I right? Or am I wrong on that? I don't think you've won anything since the FA Cup, have you? Arsenal's last trophy. Yeah, the FA Cup in 2020, so 4 years ago. Yeah. Is it 4? 5? 5 years ago. Yeah. So, like, you do need to win something. Like, being the bridesmaid does become a problem. Ben, my friend, how is life treating you? Thank you so much for the raid. How is the crack treating you? Any news with you, my friend? How did you enjoy the United walloping of Atletico Bilbao that was the tale of 2 games? I'm happy for Mount. Happy for Mount. I've said it since the start of the season that if he was fit, he'd revolutionise us. Now, he would have done it for Ten Hag as well. I think he was what Ten Hag needed. But, you know, that's spilt milk under the bridge. 2 weeks' time. 2 weeks' time. Europa League final. It is... It's in Bilbao too, which is the other thing about it. And by the way, it's a bit of a joke, to be honest, but this is life, so it's to be expected. Some people that went over to the first leg against Bilbao stated that the price of the tickets to stay in Bilbao for that game versus the price to stay for the final on the 21st was triple the price. The price increased by 3 within that 2-week period. So that's bonkers, to be honest. Oh, yeah. Like, there's nowhere you could have put the game that wouldn't have made it cost that much. And I'm genuinely shocked that, due to money and the whole lot, that that one of those 3 competitions hasn't had its final place in America yet. Might as well start this, by the way. I've been on that bloody... I've been doing my halftime talk for half an hour. Now, if Tottenham don't get any new players back, and their squad is Vicaria, Porro, Romero, Van de... Oh, they have Van is back. Van de Ven is back. That's unfortunate. I mean, yeah, follow away. Join the crack. We'll be watching that one here anyway when it's on that Wednesday the 21st. It is Wednesday, isn't it? It is Wednesday. Or no, it's a Thursday. I think it's a Thursday. Let me check. It's definitely the 21st of May. Yeah, it's Wednesday, weirdly. So the final is on a Wednesday when all of it is played on the Thursday. You bunch of prickling arseholes. I do find that I wonder now, considering you have 2 weeks, and neither club needs to win any of the games that they have left. Do you just fuck every game in the league? Both of them have enough coverage in the league that they can't get relegated. So do you just turn around and play nothing but piss weak teams until the end of the season? But that's what I mean. Like, do you play anything competently against them? I don't think you do. Like, that's the last game of the season in Chelsea. I think you just play an entire group of bloody youths. Now, I don't want it to happen, obviously, because I'm going to the United game on Sunday. So I don't want that to end up going bad. Not that we'll end up talking about that. Yeah, I'm happy about it, Benny. I'm happy about it, I'll tell you. But I honestly, for both games, and it's sad because I don't want it to happen to me, I'd play the weakest team possible. I mean, it has worked well for us. Amas probably wouldn't go onto the pitch now if we hadn't been doing it over the last couple of days or the last couple of weeks playing much weaker squads. So we'll see. I mean, I hope we beat it. It's not a guarantee, as I say. You don't say anything that the fat lady sings, but I genuinely hope that we beat Tottenham. That means diddly squat. We have lost to Spurs 3 times this season. And what's worse is they have Ange's what's the word I'm looking for? They have Ange's prediction that he never goes a second season without a trophy. So it genuinely wouldn't shock me if we bottled it. I goddamn hope we don't. I really hope we don't. I'm not sure I agree, Up. I genuinely think I am. To be fair, maybe it's copium. It's probably copium. In fact, it's definitely copium. But I don't think the United squad is as bad as people think it is. Like, the way Casemiro is playing at the moment, I think we'll be able to control the midfield. I worry that Tottenham's defense will be too much for us to get by. The one good thing about the Tottenham thing is, at the moment, Son isn't available for it, and Maddison definitely isn't available for it. So their principal creator and their principal scorer are both out. With that being said, would it be shocking to see Richarlison have the fucking game of his life and become the arch enemy to United and be the Brazilian that United can never get? Wouldn't shock me. Okay, I will argue this one to the death. Solanski is not a good player. And the fact that they spent 60 million quid on him is a goddamn joke. I think, and by the way, I am ready for the bollocking. I am ready for it. I think Richarlison is a better striker than Solanke. I'm ready for the bollocking, but that's my opinion. I think Richarlison is a better striker than Solanke. I've said it. Oh, shite. We're bottling the Champions League. That's what I'm saying. I think we're better than we think. And also, two players that needed the confidence got the goals. And Garnacho was very, very close to it. So Garnacho has confidence. Rasmus is after getting a goal. Hopefully that'll bring confidence. And Mason Mount having the 2 goals will bring an immense amount of confidence. Ahmad looks like he's back to full fitness. If we don't have De Ligt back, Lindelof didn't look bad. And the only player we need to be worried about is getting Mazraoui 100% fit. So whatever you need to do over the next 2 weeks, get Mazraoui able to play 90 minutes. The thing is, he mightn't be, because supposedly he's on grass. I'm not going to count my chickens before the hatch, but supposedly he's on grass. Yeah, but we'll see. And Aiden Heaven is on grass as well, so there's a potential we'll have another defender in the wing ready to come on should we need to. So instead of having to go and do it today where Victor Lindelof was replaced with Amas, we might have Heaven ready to go in. Onana didn't look bad today. To be fair to him. I really like Euro. I think he. I know 60 million quid was a lot of money to spend on him, but I really like Euro. I think we have a fantastic player there. Shit. But funnily enough, and unfortunately, this is why the injury was so ill-timed. I think towards the time when he got the injury, I think Aiden Heaven showed that he might be better, and we got him for free. How Arsenal let him go, I haven't a clue. Again, we're talking youths, and they need time to develop in the whole lot. They'll get avarice, they'll get chancy and antsy and the whole lot, so you can't put the world on them, but like, you know. Oh, Menu, you mean Real Madrid's next free signing? You get him a fucking contract now. Because he's a year and a half left in his contract? Don't take that fucking risk. In my opinion. Yeah. Oh no, I know why he left. The bigger surprise is actually Obi. Obi is the bigger surprise, because he would have broken through. Well, the sad thing is, if you don't sign a striker this season, I very much doubt he's signing a new contract, and then he just walks out the next summer. Is what I see happening. Because he's not an idiot. And honestly, if Real Madrid managed to pick him up, that team might be fucking unstoppable. Don't care. If Real Madrid managed to pick him up, I think that's literally the last puzzle piece they need to be an astonishingly strong team. Astonishingly strong. Now that they seem to have gotten over, watching some of their games, seem to have gotten over the teething issues of Mbappe and the power dynamic that has caused, we'll see what ends up happening. Yeah, but two of them were luck. Like, everyone and their mother knew that Mbappe was going to Real Madrid, so that's PSG for not selling him. There was nothing that was going to end up happening there. Same with Liverpool with Trent. Now, I kind of respect not selling the fucker. Hope beyond hope. But, like, Rudiger was Chelsea just being idiots. Anyone could have taken Rudiger, never mind Real Madrid. It's not like Real Madrid done the tactic that they're doing on everyone else for Rudiger. Rudiger was literally just Chelsea decided to sell the fucking club. Well, we're forced to sell the club, and in the meantime, the dipshits didn't sign up the contracts, which is odd. But whatever. But to be fair, Ibra, like, he had an incredibly nasty habit of keeping players to the last of the contract anyway before re-signing them. Abramovich. God damn it, we might lose this fucking game. Crikey. Gabriel is what, 30? I don't think he's older than 30. You still have him for another 2 or 3 years. Is he younger than that? I don't think he is. Let me check. Gabriel. I'm not going to even attempt to pronounce that name. 27. Okay, fair enough. Jesus Christ, I just seen his date of birth. That makes me feel so old. Oh, I think we're fucked. We have to go very attacking and see. Even if he was 30, I actually don't agree with you. I don't think he's in his prime. I think he still has development to go. I honestly think he still has room to grow. I think his prime is going to be next year or the year after. I don't think he's currently in his prime. I think he's going to get better. Now, maybe that's hopium or copium, or looking at it the wrong way. But that's... Oh, cry. Come on, guys. We need to get a goal. We're literally going ultra attacking now. We're giving up the defense. But I think he has room to improve. Even if he was 30, I think he's going to improve, like, astonishingly. But I think the actual ace when it comes down to Arsenal's defense is Yorian Timber. So if he's able to maintain fitness, Yorian Timber is and this might be a point that you'll disagree with. If he's able to maintain his fitness and actually, develop, I think Jurrien Timber is a higher ceiling than Saliba. You might disagree with me on that. We're gonna lose the fucking Champions League to PSG of all fucking teams. Yeah. Now, with that being said, if it wasn't for the two insane injuries that he got, I think Lisandro Martinez is a future United captain. Now, whether or not Jurrien Timber is a captain is another point. Defensively, he has a higher potential than Lisandro Martinez. But United at the time and still now need leaders. And I think Martinez is a better leader than Jurrien Timber is. I know that Jurrien Timber was the captain at Ajax when Martinez was there. So what I'm saying probably doesn't make sense for Ajax fans that have watched it. But yeah, ye were going for Martinez as well. So I genuinely think they're about equal in terms. Like, Martinez was probably a more complete defender when we signed him. And Jurrien getting the broken foot straight away definitely impeded his development. So both United and Arsenal don't know what they missed out on. Genuinely. So it will be interesting to find out what would have happened if both of them had remained fit, because I think it would have changed the world for both clubs. Christ of Almighty! There's nothing I can do. I have no subs left. I can't change anything. Ugh. Just have to hope that in this last couple of minutes we can end up scoring. Oh, everyone and their mother knew Rice was a captain. Horseshit. Genuine horseshit. Genuine horseshit, that goal. Well, we couldn't pull a United. Do you think so? I don't. I've always wanted to do it, but I always was a perfectionist and wanted to make sure that I had the emotes, the clips, and all that type of stuff. And then one day, a friend of mine that was streaming ended up going onto a stream, and then he was quitting early and was going to send his audience over to me, so I ended up streaming. And then I just continued at it and kept at it and enjoyed it ever since. I'm lucky that I have this PC set up anyway. Like, I've spent a lot of money on this PC setup, but that's because I'm a PC gamer. And I have diarrhea of the mouth and constipation of the brain and can continually talk on and on and on and on and on. So I figured, fuck it. I'd be doing all of this crap to myself anyway if I was playing a game, so I might as well do it to a load of people that might be interested in it. So I decided to end up doing it that way. I recommend it, to be honest. It's a good bit of crack. You just need to keep at it. And, you know, it starts off slow and it ends up growing there. I'm in no way anyways big, but I'm enjoying it and seem to be growing a bit. So, slow eggs, slow weaves. But enjoying it. Lindelof isn't a leader, and Maguire needs to focus on himself. So I think the only two that are there are Bruno and Casemiro. Now, with that being said, Mount has the potential to be a leader, but we need more people like that. This is a horrible loss. Yeah, I'm not talking to me. Derry City. Oh, isn't that beautiful? I'm actually not going to keep that up because I am finishing up now, guys. Unfortunately, I have one or two things that I need to do this evening before I finish up, work related and the whole lot. So I'm going to finish up now. So I'll send you on to another stream. Now, I won't be streaming tomorrow. Okay? I won't be streaming tomorrow, and I won't be streaming again until at least Monday. And I'm not sure if I'll be streaming on Monday either. But it'll be at least Monday before I end up streaming again. Where I'm going to end up doing Clear Obscure Expedition 33 again. I don't have it set up properly to do an IRL stream, Skull, so I'll leave it this time. But in the future, if I'm going somewhere, I might do an IRL stream. There's too much chance of bad crap happening when that ends up happening. So I'm not going to. Maybe in the future. But for now, anyway, it was a pleasure to end up talking to all of you. And, you know yourselves, we'll end up chatting again in the near future. So, let me look and see who I'm going to end up rating. So just give me 1 second. Yeah, I might do that in the future. No bother, and pop in anytime, my friend. I talk all the time, good bit of crack, just good old fun. So anytime, anyone, please come in and enjoy the crack with us. So I'll send you all on to Y Callum, another FM supporter. Might as well try and nick someone else's fans. So I'll send that and set the raid up for it now. Thank you all so much for joining today. Thank you, Ben, for the raid earlier on today. I appreciate it more than you know. Sound lad who I end up doing the... Oh, shit, I don't... Okay, that's something I need to fix in a minute. Thank you all for coming in. It was appreciated. So remember, make sure your crack is 90. Shlán go fóill, and of course, as always, Pog Mahone. Adios, amigos.